Hey everybody, welcome to the Health Corner. In this episode, I'm going to give you some of my favorite foods that I use when I'm doing a 28-day clean eating challenge. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like the content, throw up those thumbs, and leave a comment below and tell me what you think about these foods and what are some of your favorites. Well, let's see what goodies we have here today. First and foremost, almond milk. I use this in my shakes. I use this in my shakes in the breakfast, at lunch. This is almond milk. You can use other nut milks. I'm a fan of the almond milk, and I specifically like the brand Silk. Some of the keys you want to look at: make sure it's unsweetened and doesn't have any flavorings. You don't want to get the vanilla because that typically is artificially flavored, and it also will increase the sugar content. So unsweetened almond milk. I just happen to like mine from Silk, which I pick up at the grocery store. Let's talk about some of our bases, our proteins. Free-range chicken, free-range turkey. Both of these I got at my grocery store. They're both organic and they're both from Simple Truth. You can get good organic free-range chicken from Costco. You could typically buy, I think it's 5 different packets, each with 2 breasts in it, for $25 versus this one was $8 for 2 breasts. So if you're on a budget, Costco may be the place to go to get your chicken. But I like both the chicken and the ground turkey. Another area I get my protein is salmon. Now, when I do my salmon, you want to do wild caught, because farm raised tend to be fed all sorts of nasty things. So wild caught is the way to go. I also this time bought this beef strip steak that's grass-fed. Again, you can do beef as long as you're doing grass-fed. And that's because you want them out eating what they're naturally supposed to eat, which is grass, and not being fed wheats and corns and being pumped with hormones and all sorts of nasty things. So you can go ahead and go with grass-fed. Next, I also really like berries. So I'm a big berry fan. I like them for snacks. So I've got my strawberries here. These are organic strawberries. I get these both frozen and non-frozen. The frozen ones I use in my shakes. Now you can get a big bag of that from Costco and they're organic. Same thing with the blueberries and the raspberries. You can pick those up at Costco frozen. I just got these in my local store. You can also get these at Sprouts or a Whole Foods. You want to make sure though you go organic. And a lot of what I'm going to talk about today, some things you have to do organic, some things you just want to do organic. Because typically organic fruits and vegetables have a higher nutrient uptake when you eat them than conventional. So keep that in mind. Additionally, I also like my raspberries, and so we'll usually pick these up from the grocery store as well. I'm a fan of the hummus. So when we're doing snacks, a lot of my snacks will revolve around hummus. So I've got this Hope hummus. This is kale pesto. I like to put this on my brown rice cakes or my gluten-free bread that I'm going to show you in a little bit. And I also like the spicy avocado hummus. Both of these are good to even dip with carrots and cucumbers. But when I'm dipping carrots and cucumbers, I prefer to use the roasted red pepper from Boar's Head. Anytime you're buying hummus, you just definitely want to check your ingredients, make sure there's no canola oil, no cheese, and make sure everything fits in the 28-day clean eating challenge. Next on this table of goodies I have beneath me that you can't see are my tomatoes. Tomatoes do not fall on the Clean 15 or the Dirty Dozen. However, I still buy mine organic. The nutrient uptake is generally a lot better when they're organic. So I like organic tomatoes. We use these on quite a bit of things. I also like to get, and we didn't get them this time, are heirloom tomatoes, the larger ones that you can slice into thicker pieces. Pico de Gallo. This is a good add-on to most meals. I'm a fan of the Pico de Gallo. Now, there are recipes for you to make your own. It's really not that hard. Tomato, onion, jalapeno, cilantro, typically is Pico de Gallo. You can actually, I bought this at my grocery store. It's all pre-cut, pre-made. It's probably not made with organic tomatoes, but again, as I mentioned, that's not a Dirty Dozen, so you don't have to go and buy all organic and make it. This is a clean meal, even without when the grocery store makes it for you. I would just be careful that you get it in more of a fresh container like this one and not like a packaged container, because that could have some nitrates to keep it to last. Cucumber. This is an English cucumber. I like the cucumber is a Dirty Dozen, so it is a necessity to buy this organic because it's typically sprayed with a lot of pesticides. This is a English cucumber, as I mentioned, which tends to be a little sweeter than a regular cucumber. Cucumber is great to slice and put in hummus for a snack. I recommend that you get the either English or the regular one. That's a taste preference. Before I move to the sweet potato, apples, organic green apples. Apples tend to attract pests, so they tend to be sprayed with a lot of pesticides. So when you're getting your apples, you want to go organic. And during the 28-day clean eating challenge, we only do green apples because your red apples tend to have more sugars and they don't fit in the glycemic scale like a green apple does. So we go green apples only during the 28-day clean eating challenge. After the challenge, after we've kind of set up a baseline, you can add in those Honeycrisp apples that I know you love, because I love them. They're awesome. Avocado. Avocado is a healthy fat. It's got good nutrients. It's definitely, for me, I use this on almost every meal, unless of course I'm doing like a pasta or chicken noodle soup. But if I'm doing anything with ground turkey and maybe even sometimes chicken, I will use avocado. I actually grew up on an avocado farm. I love avocados. I hate paying for them. At $2.29 each, it's getting a little pricey out here in Arizona. So Mom, send home avocados, please. Sweet potatoes. When you're doing the 28-day clean eating challenge, you're not going to be eating your white potatoes. You're going to go sweet potatoes. They don't have to be white sweet potatoes. They can be the yams. I prefer mine to be white. These are great to bake and to cube, but this is a necessity and is always on my shopping list when I'm doing 28-day clean eating challenge. And actually, honestly, I can't tell you the last time I had a white potato, with the exception of a French fry that I had prior to this detox. Peppers. I like spicy food, so I like to buy habaneros, habanero, jalapeno, red peppers. Actually, just a few minutes ago, my dog almost ate this habanero. He probably would not have liked that much. Luckily, we caught him in time, and I was able to get it from him. Onion is another common food. This is actually a clean food, so it's part of the Clean 15. You don't have to buy onions organic. So I generally never do, because I am on a budget and trying to buy when I need to organic and when I don't need to, and so onion is one of those. I'm a big fan of onion. I cut it up. I like it raw. I like it cooked. I like onion. I could actually bite into this like an apple if I really had to. Broccoli. You can never go wrong with broccoli. I use this in a lot of meals. Now, what I like to do is I like to cut the broccoli really small so that I can throw it in even things like tacos, nachos, when I'm and other foods. Broccoli is it's a really great healthy food. Again, this does not have to be organic, but if you want a better nutrient uptake, you can go organic with these. Lemon is a common food for me. It's great to, I put it on my chicken. I put it in my water. It's really good it's an alkaline forming fruit. So this is a good one to, help balance the acidics in your body. So I like lemon. Lemon is great to put in water and to have on your food. Well, that is the first half of my good foods video. I originally had filmed it and have been trying to get it edited or getting it rendered for the last couple days, and it just keeps failing, and it's failing somewhere around the halfway point. So I've decided to cut this video in half, which is probably better because the video was pushing 18 minutes. And that's way too long, I understand. So I went ahead, I've cut it in half. So this is the end of part 1. Stick around, and part 2 will be in the next day or so. If you don't want to miss it, make sure you hit subscribe. If you enjoyed this, throw up your thumbs, and leave a comment below. Tell me what are some of your favorite foods that you use when you're clean eating, and perhaps they'll be in my second video. Until next time, make sure you're making smart eating decisions.